What's going on, everybody? This is MOSHCAST, episode 36. 36. Episode 36. I'm throwing all of these podcasts all in 1 week. Brexton, you're asking, so Brexton, where's your guest? Where's your guest? What's going on? Well, we got a guest today. We got a guest, all right. He's our first ever caller. He's our first ever call-in. And to be honest, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous at this one. But he's our first ever call-in. And let me tell you, if you don't know who this person is, then you need to look him up. I'm about to call him right now. We're about to get this situation. So we're about to get to the situation, a solution. I don't fucking know. I'm kind of starstruck right now. Y'all have no idea. But when I get this person on the phone, you will understand why if you are in the know. If you're not in the know, like I said, wait until this person comes on, and then you'll understand. But let's give him a call right now. We're going to call him right now.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Chilling.
This person that's on the phone, his name is none other than DIABOLIC himself.
What up?
The crazy fuck that kind of molded, especially a lot of people's brains, but my mind as well growing up, honestly.
I feel fucking terrible about that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, don't even sweat it, man. Like, to be honest, like, let's just get into it. To be honest, when I was growing up, it was you, Immortal, System of a Down, ICP, that kind of shit. And it was crazy because in a small town that I was living in, you didn't have a lot of kids or a lot of people bumping that shit, you know?
Right.
I was in BFE of fucking Texas. And as a kid, I listened to y'all shit, and I was like, damn, like, this shit actually has some type of fucking meaning, especially with politics and all that shit going on. It actually started a revolution, to be honest. And
That was the plan.
yeah,
That was the plan, just to kind of try to wake people the fuck up a little bit, you know?
and it was crazy at that time. I mean, at that time there was a lot of shit going on, you know, but people were kind of unaware of it because of the internet. I mean, we didn't have internet. A lot of people didn't have internet back then, and if you did have
Yeah,
internet, you were rich as fuck.
it wasn't as big a part of daily life, early to mid 2000s, stuff like that. Where you had access, but it was you'd use the computer at home and then go live life like a normal person. Now it's like you're carrying a computer in your pocket,
Right.
and people kind of neglect to live real life sometimes. I feel like because they kind of live vicariously through social media these days. It's taken a way bigger place in society than it did back then.
Right. Right. So, you know, some of these people were walking around ignorant. I mean, they had the news, they had TV, they were in some type of know, but it was more of like, if it's not happening to me, we're not going to worry about it. It's whatever. And
Right.
you
And
know,
with the internet allowing people to communicate and share ideas and be kind of exposed to different thoughts and different takes on things, it's good. It helps expand the mind a little bit. Whereas if you're kind of like stuck reading a newspaper or
yeah,
magazines, you do have some good journalists out there. There are some people who will do some deep dives into stuff, and you can find some real information from some of these major outlets here and there. But it's few and far between. You're getting a lot of propaganda.
right, right. Now, in your opinion, with everything that's going on right now, do you think that the news on the TV, the television news itself, CNN, ABC, all of those, do you think those are liable places to get your information right now?
No, no. You could know what the flavor of the day is by you know tuning into them, kind of know where what they're talking about and what they consider relevant, which
Right,
is important to know. It's important to know what the powers that be, the politicians and the media, the major corporations are focusing on, because you can kind of find the trends and see where things are going. But as far as the information, it's not really news anymore. It's almost all opinion. 95% of it's opinion, and it's trying to sway people's decisions.
right, right,
Kind of like a political campaign would. Most of them are trying to push people towards being more leftist and big government oriented, which I'm not a fucking fan of. You know.
right, right. Well, you're a little older than me, so I'm going to ask this question because you would know back then. Um, Me, I was born in '95, so I'm a little bit younger than you. Um,
Damn.
yeah, I know I'm a fucking kid.
Nah, I'm jealous. Shit. I graduated high school in '96. That's some bullshit.
So yeah, that's. I mean, I was walking maybe whenever you were fucking just saying see you later to the fucking
Yep,
school. Um,
that's right.
back then, I mean, I was like I said, I was a child with watching the news and stuff and seeing what was going on. In my eyes, I felt like it was information based. In my opinion, I felt like it was information based, not no agenda based or leftist based or rightist based or whatever. Now
Right.
I feel like that's what it is. There's always an agenda, but to you, has it always been, or did it just become this recently?
Well, I mean, as a kid, I felt the same way. I just assumed it was just they were telling you what was going on, you know.
Right, right,
And when you're a kid, you literally you couldn't care less. You don't give a shit about any of that.
right, right,
I mean, even in my early 20s, when I was getting more politically active, I can't say I analyzed it the same as I do now. I don't look at it the same as I did when I was, in my early 20s. The early 2000s, shit like that.
right, right,
I look at it different. I completely I see it from a different perspective. I see it for what it is, because I got like 20 years experience now in doing my own PR when I
right,
put an album out. Not on a mass scale. It's small scale, but I see it's the same channels you're going through. I just obviously don't have the money they do to push it.
right, right,
Um, but it's the same channels. You see how it works. You're really just spinning whatever it is. Like anytime I put out a record or dealt with a record label, they're always asking you, okay, well, what's the story we're going to tell? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What story am I going to tell? I don't got a story. I don't know. I thought that's what you guys did. You make up a
right.
little comic book character and sell it,
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
basically what they're doing. They're just spinning story time for the people nowadays. And, now that we live in a 24-hour news cycle
Yeah,
with the internet, you know, bullshit sells, man. Tabloid journalism sells as is, and like if you look at it with a guy like Trump, the fucking liberal news love that shit. They
right.
love that guy
Yeah, a hundred
because they
percent.
have they can make him the villain that they need to get their viewership up.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
And so they'll sacrifice the truth, they'll sacrifice people's best interests, they'll sacrifice dividing an entire fucking country
Right.
for the sake of just this is good for business.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I
Not to
mean,
mention, propaganda in the United States is legal now. It was never legal up until 2012, I believe.
no shit.
Propaganda was illegal. The U.S. government having any fucking hand in it, that was all CIA, Mockingbird stuff.
Right.
But if people can look it up, the Smith-Mundt Act,
Smith Mundak.
that's what made propaganda illegal, and it was amended and signed into law in 2012 under Obama, that it changed it to basically allow the government to propagandize the population.
No
And if
shit.
you think about it, you go back 10 years, it wasn't nearly as bad as it is now.
Right. Right.
It really wasn't. It was not nearly as bad. Now it's fucking outrageous. There's things you'll see. It's like they will blatantly lie,
Yep. Yep.
blatantly spin a story into some bullshit.
100%. It's get it's getting to the it's getting to the it's getting to the point where people will start. I feel like it's getting to the point where people will really probably start believing Weekly World News and how fucking crazy Weekly World News was back then. I mean, they're still around. I mean, they have a fucking picture right now that's trending because of Travis Scott and its incident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
People
It's
people
fucking
will
crazy.
people will eat anything that they feel like that is believable. I mean, did you hear
Yeah,
about?
see, like with the Travis Scott thing, like, see, this is where don't get me wrong. I'll dig into the conspiracy theories and stuff like that
Right,
if there's something there. But
right,
what I find in that world where people make a mistake is they make everything a fucking conspiracy.
exactly, 100%.
Like automatically, Travis Scott is part of a secret society that's pushing Satanism on the kids. He wanted it to happen.
Right,
Meanwhile, about 5 minutes before you called me, I'm looking at footage of him stopping his performance
yep,
to tell security to pull the kid out of the crowd. The first guy, one of the first people who passed out.
yep, yep.
He's like, "Yo, get him out! Don't touch him! Leave him alone! Security, we got to help him! Get him out of there! Everybody, chill!" It was quiet as you could hear a pin drop in
Right, right, right,
there. I've done some big ass shows and I've seen how crazy shit gets with that many people. Clearly, what happened was a crowd rush.
yeah,
It's very obvious to me what happened. The place
right,
got locked. The place went buck fucking wild.
yep,
Maybe they didn't have the guardrails set up properly. There was maybe some negligence on behalf of the security or the venue. But I honestly, I don't think it was some psyop or, I've seen things saying, oh, they were playing with frequencies
oh,
that react to the fucking vaccine. And I'm like, as cool as that would make a fucking movie and as
yeah,
crazy as that sounds, number one, you have no evidence of that.
yeah,
There's literally no evidence to that effect. And then they'll show, a clip of him doing some auto tune talking before a song where he's like, nah, you're not going to heaven. You're coming to hell with me. Obviously, that's his shtick.
right, right,
That's what he does. And then he goes, oh, no, you're here already. Like, it's hell on earth. Was Prodigy from Mobb Deep and Havoc from Mobb Deep part of the Illuminati? They named an album Hell on Earth.
right,
You know
exactly,
what I'm saying? It's one of the
exactly.
best albums ever. No, they weren't. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just part of your fucking shtick that you're doing on stage.
Right.
And sometimes shows get crazy. There was hip hop shows in the early 90s, not even big venues where people got trampled to death.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
You
100%.
know, I mean, I've seen Rock the Bell stuff where I pulled kids over the rails, like where, like when we did, what was it, 2007 with Rage Against the Machine?
Oh right, right.
And it was fucking packed. There was like 70,000 people there. So the pit is just fucking mobbed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's people getting squeezed up against the rails, like dying of dehydration. To the point where we went backstage because there was like a pathway up the side of the guardrails.
Right.
We could stand on them and shit. And it would like elevate you 3 feet outside of the guardrail. And we were going back, dragging garbage cans full of water and ice to throw to these kids because we felt bad for them. They were trapped.
Yeah, and
Pulling little like 15-year-old girls out of the fucking thing.
damn.
Like having people lift them up and crowd surf them over to get them the fuck out of there. We would catch them coming down and bring them backstage so they wouldn't fucking die.
Right.
That shit happens.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing my own research and looking at the stats and stuff. Like, obviously this was a tragedy, and obviously it shouldn't have. These deaths probably could have been avoided. Yada yada yada. We could go on forever.
Absolutely.
But
you got it. I mean, crowd control. As far as a venue that big and security and how many people you're letting in certain areas, you gotta be more careful about that. That's you can't be letting kids rush the fucking. You're gonna fucking kill somebody. You have fucking 3,000 people rush the fucking pit all at once and squash people in.
Yes, 100%.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna push 3,000 people back by yourself and you're up by the stage and getting pinned up against the fucking metal guardrail?
Right. That's exactly where we're standing right now. Is that we don't know what could have been avoided, what not could have been avoided, yeah, all of this other stuff, and it's like, man, like, things really just happen. Things really do just happen, and like we can go back to the internet stuff. Like, things really just do happen, but these people will feed on these conspiracies, and they will eat this agenda that is pushed, whether it be religiously or politically or whatever is going on. And that's all my feed is about, man. That's all my feed is about. About fucking.
All I see too. It's all I see.
It,
It's where don't get me wrong, a lot of conspiracies turned out to be true, especially in the past year or two.
oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
a lot
man.
of the stuff I was talking about for like 20 fucking years turned out to be dead on balls accurate. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And fucking, you know, so I'm not one to just discount conspiracies, but dude, if everything's a conspiracy, then nothing is.
Exactly, exactly.
You know,
Because I mean, what I don't know. We can get in. Let's reel it back in for a second, because I think we came in fucking hot. We came in we came in
yeah,
fucking
it was
hot.
swinging for the fences.
Diabolic, I wanted to ask at the beginning. Dude, I was hella nervous, and so like I was just trying to get a conversation going. But let's reel it back for a second. Let's chill out. But um, how was your birthday? Yeah, you had your birthday yesterday, November 9th. How was your birthday?
It was good. I didn't do shit. I was
Yeah,
just chilling.
heck yeah.
Just kind of not. I've had a lot of them, so they're not as interesting as they used to be. You know. So,
Right.
you know, it is. You have your special birthdays, your 21s, you know,
Yeah,
your 30s, and then, you know, you have the ones that are fun.
yeah.
But, you know, and as you know, the older you get, the less your birthday means anything, you know.
Right. I feel like the last special birthday you probably will have is probably the 50.
Yeah, probably your 40s. Anytime you hit an even number like that, I guess
Yeah.
you do all right.
Because
You
usually
know.
50s are like over the hill, and then you're
Ah,
quote unquote supposed to retire,
right,
but
right.
that shit never fucking happens. 50 hitting
Yeah,
50 and you retire, that's some fucking
yeah,
old money shit.
that means you're doing pretty good, man. That means
Yeah,
you're
for
doing
real.
pretty good for yourself.
That's that.
Most people I know, you know, they're going to be working till they're in their mid 60s.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at 26 right now, looking on 27, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'll ever fucking retire in my life. I'll probably die before I fucking ever see like some type of a chill day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's difficult. I mean, it's cool. You can work your whole life if you're doing something you don't mind doing, or if you own something.
Right, right,
And
100%.
but when you're working for somebody else, or you work for a fucking company of some kind, that's got to be fucking brutal.
Oh yeah, yeah, a
You
hundred,
know?
a hundred percent. Like I work in. You know what's crazy? We talk about the fucking news and shit. I work with the newspaper, the actual fucking newspaper, and,
Right.
and I deliver the newspaper and stuff. That's my fucking job. But it's a 24-hour gig. It's a 365-day a year fucking gig. So like,
Yeah,
but
there's no days off in
yeah,
that.
there's no
I
fucking
was gonna
days
do
off.
that when I was young. When I was like 18, 19, because the
Yeah,
pay is pretty good. It actually,
yeah,
especially back then, paid better than it does now because more people were getting newspapers back then. But
yes,
I was like, oh, I could do that. You don't really answer to nobody. You just got to go. You bag up the papers and shit. But then I looked. I was like, there's you never get a day off. You got to
yeah,
work every fucking day.
yeah. You work.
Every day.
Yeah, I work. I mean, this year I probably had a consecutive 3 days off, and that was because I had somebody to do my shit for me. I had and the year before that, man, I didn't have a day off until like 4 years.
Right.
So like,
I mean, the good thing about it is you're done when you're done.
yeah,
You work as many hours as you want to work,
yeah,
basically, right?
yeah, yeah. And my little thing is like about 4 or 5 hours, and so if I get my paper a decent hour, I'll get home at a decent hour, and I can just basically chill all day. I just woke up from doing the paper, and I was like, I gotta wake up at 11. I gotta get my girlfriend to push me out of fucking bed so I can call Diabolic and have this fucking interview.
Yeah, because you get on that weird ass schedule too. You got to get up at like a normal hour so you can live like a
Yeah,
human being.
yeah. Or coffee's more like water, and water is just shit.
Yeah, yeah. I know the feeling, man.
But
Believe me.
but like let's get in. Let's get into Diabolic. Let's get into what Diabolic is all about. I mean, you grew up what in New York?
Long Island,
Lo-
Huntington Station, New York,
Hell yeah, you grew
which is
up.
like it's
Okay,
like halfway. It's like right on the border of Nassau and Suffolk County. It's like halfway into Long Island.
right, right.
Like
Um,
maybe 40 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes from Manhattan.
Hell yeah. I mean, dude, I honestly never been to New York in my life. Never been there. I need to. I would like to.
I would say go there, but now it's like all bullshit. It's like they're doing vaccine passports to eat
Oh,
at a
right.
fucking Burger King and shit. They're doing all kinds of weird shit. Hopefully that works itself out and people come back down to fucking earth so you can enjoy life a little bit out here. But
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't been into New York City in fucking since COVID started. Before COVID, like a couple of years. I have no use for that place right now.
Right. I had a feeling that you were going ghost for a little bit because of the fucking COVID and stuff. I was like, because I would follow you every once in a while. I would check your Facebook and your Twitter and your fucking Instagram and stuff, and I would make sure what is Diabolic doing. And for a while there, you were kind of in a hiding hole. You went ghost for a little bit.
I was just fucking chilling. I get sick of social media though. I don't really do a lot of content,
Yeah.
if I don't have to,
Oh,
which is probably not a good idea in this world because it would probably benefit me greatly to do more. But yeah, I
right.
was just fucking chilling. I was just chilling. I can't say my life changed that much during COVID.
Oh
I
yeah.
know a lot of people's did. Nah, not really. I enjoyed it. I was like, all right, I get to be left alone. I'm good to go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Honestly, over here too, it was probably the same way. I mean, like I said, I still had my job and shit. I was still working, but I mean, even like in Texas, to be honest, like when COVID actually did hit here and it did close down a lot of stuff, like people were
Yeah, in the
aware.
beginning, like what, like March, April 2020, that
Yeah,
that time when it first started, when the schools shut down, shit
yep,
got weird.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But other than that, like I mean, I was just kicking it.
yeah,
But
yeah, exactly.
back in New York at that time you were growing up, like it, obviously it was a different vibe. Obviously, you were that's where you were born and stuff, and you started enjoying New York, and you started getting the vibe of the place because you were maturing in a place that was the Big Apple, the big place that people always fucking go to, that always want to be there, and growing up in that place and figuring yourself out, like how was that?
I'm sure it was like anywhere, just have more access to like people and
Right.
things to do. There's always something to do in New York, so you know, yeah, it's all right. I mean, you get sick of that shit though. I'll tell you what. It's
The
fun
people
when
are
you're
fucking
young.
crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's sometimes too much, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes just the packed trains, the packed everything, the traffic, the bullshit. That shit gets tired after a while. You want to be left the fuck alone.
Right.
I mean, as far as the music business goes, though, there's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
There's more opportunity here when I was coming up than anywhere else. As far as like places to showcase your skills, shows, battles, shit like that, studios and producers. You can find people to work with a lot easier because I mean I know a lot of people who are in other states. They had to come out here, trying to
Right.
meet people, and when you had to do stuff more face to face, they would
Right.
come here and try to like make contacts and reach out to people. So you had having direct access definitely is beneficial.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So you're growing up, and then you get about what age do you start dabbling up into the music,
Let me think. I mean, we started rapping in like probably eighth, ninth grade, trying to write little rhymes and shit.
Right.
But they were terrible.
Yeah.
And then
Like
we would
everybody.
like rhyme and shit. we would rhyme in high school. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We were just trying to have fun. It was fun. We thought we were cool and shit.
Right.
And then my homie Chris Snots, we used to call him. Fucking, he made me. He was like, he made me freestyle. I was
Yeah.
like, I can't. I'm not good at it. And
Yeah.
he kept making me freestyle. He's like, nah, your vocabulary's crazy. Like you're too good at this shit. You could do it. So then once he made me freestyle, I just got good at freestyle. And then I kind of really learned how to rap by freestyling more.
Right.
And I
Right.
got real good at it. I guess around like mid 90s, like 96, I was like 17 maybe.
Okay.
Where I started, I was like a senior in high school, getting out of high school,
Yeah.
where I started trying to get into studios, see what I was capable of. But I still didn't know the first thing about what I was doing. It was like a pipe dream. We didn't know what the
Yeah.
fuck we were doing.
Yeah. Were you at this time like getting into like some gigs, maybe some underground basement shit? Some
Not really. Not really. Like, it was more ciphers and you would just rap, and then,
right.
then you started discovering other artists, and I learned about, like, kind of started figuring out how to, like, write little songs and shit, trying to, like
Right.
trying to figure out what I was doing. And I got better at it. I started getting good at it pretty quickly. And it became a little more digital in like 97,
Right.
where people started having little 4 and 8 and 16 track digital recording setups in their crib.
Yeah.
So recording became a little less expensive and a little easier to do.
Hell yeah.
Which definitely made it easier to kind of figure your stuff out. Where, like, one of my homies had a little 8-track recording set up in his crib, so we could do it. It was all analog, but you had the digital recorder shit,
Right.
and
Right.
you could save the shit onto CD or disc directly from it, which was good. And we went from there. Honestly, the way I started taking this shit seriously was by accident. Like, I was good. I was known out here to some extent, like in underground Long Island shit. I had battled at, like, barbershops and in different neighborhoods and shit. So people knew I was starting to meet people at studios and stuff, but
Right.
it was still like far fetched for me to do anything with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
Because I just didn't have any contacts to, like, get a record out or, anything like that. But then my homie, it was like in the early days of fucking America Online. He fucking, in like 99, he was talking to some chick on there, and she was like, "Yo, oh, your friends rap? They want to battle tonight?" And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, I could get him into a battle at the wetlands."
Oh
And
shit.
I was like, and he asked me. I had just gotten off of work. I was working at this spot called The Zone. It's
Oh
like they
shit.
used to sell those fucking diet bars at like 7-Eleven and shit.
Oh, okay. Like so, it
And
was like a
they made
GMC.
the yeah, kind of. But then they made like meals, like Fresh Direct or something back in the day. And we worked out of one of the hubs. It was the worst job ever. It was such a shitty job. Me and my homie were doing it. So we're fresh off, smelling like shit, hanging out of my boy's crib. And he goes, "Yo, you want to battle tonight at the wetlands?" I said, "Fuck yeah." "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yo, let's go."
Hell yeah.
So we went there. There's footage of it, or there was. I don't know if it's still up. But the first battle I did, there was footage of it.
Oh shit. I'm gonna have to go. I'm
And
gonna have to go dig
I
and
don't
see
know
it.
if it's still up. I don't know if it's still up because it looks like it was recorded on a toaster. But, you know, it was up for some years there. Some of it was. Or maybe the second one I did was up. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. But I went there, and the girl couldn't get me into the battle. She didn't know nobody. She was just talking shit. But we end up going there, and I go to the door, and Poison Pen is the one of two people that was throwing the battle. So he's doing the door.
Okay.
So I went up to him. I knew who he was from, like, college radio, listening to college radio and shit.
Right.
But I didn't know him yet. So I went up to him and I started bothering him.
You're
I
bugging the
was
fuck.
like,
Come on.
"Yo," I was like, "Yo, put me in this battle. I'll win." And he, like, kind of smirks, like, "You know how many times I heard that?" I was like, "You ain't heard it from me." I was like, "I'm telling you, you put me in that battle, I will win that motherfucking battle."
Damn.
And he's like, "All right, I got you." little did I know that they're always looking for new people to battle.
Right,
You know,
right.
like I wasn't aware. I was in Long Island, so like I just wasn't aware I could go to the wetlands and battle. I didn't. Nobody ever told me that. I didn't get a flyer for it.
Yeah,
There was no Facebook to go on. There was none of that shit. It was word of mouth, you
yeah.
know, or maybe they talk about it on the college radio shit.
Fucking
Battle at so and
messenger
so.
pigeon, you know, fucking.
Right, right. You'd hear about it on the radio. Like sometimes they'd mention shit like that on college radio and shit.
Right,
But even that seemed far fetched. I'm not going there. That ain't gonna happen. You know.
right.
And so I get in there, and my homie Lou Cipher, who's on Peruvian Coke on Immortal Techniques album.
Oh, right.
Lou Cipher, he was a kid I had known from out here. I met him at a studio, a DJ Crossfader studio that I recorded at, and my homie Manifest.
Okay.
They were there. They had done a couple battles, and I had done a track with them at the dude's studio out here, and they had been looking for me for months prior, trying because Penn was always asking them, "Yo, can you know anybody dope?" And they'd be like, "Yo, I know this dude from Long Island that would fucking kill, but we can't find him. I don't got his number. I can't find him."
Right.
And that dude was me. I walk in and they're there. They're like, "Yo, what up? You battling?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh my god, it's over," because they had known I was nice.
Right. Right.
And Penn put me in the battle, and I won that shit. I
Oh,
bodied,
fuck.
I bodied people in there. That first night, honestly, that's how I met Poison Penn. That's how I met Immortal Technique. Half the guys I still know to this day. Well, I mean, I'm not cool with all of them, but
Right.
the guys that I came up with, I met them that first night I battled, and then the second, that was like a bi-weekly battle they would do out there, right? And then
Yeah.
the people who made it to the finals, the first, like the winner and the runner-up, got put into the final battle
Yeah.
where it was like a bigger event. And that was the second battle I ever did. I ended up winning that. I beat Jin in the finals of that. And then out of nowhere, I kind of had like a name in the underground. I had like this buzz
Yeah.
and a
So.
fucking name that kind of just built from there. It was like I stepped in dog shit, honestly.
so that.
I really
So
did.
this was the beginning of Diabolic. This was. Were
Yeah,
you?
like I was out in Long Island going to studios. I was recording at this
Yeah.
point. By this point, I was maybe 21 when I battled for the first time, organized battles.
Right.
And but I've been out here. I had like a name out here, like within studios and with different rappers and shit. But I was just trying to get my shit off, trying to meet people, trying to meet producers because it was harder to get beats back then. You had to go to studios and go to people's cribs and listen to their stuff and
Right.
then find a place to work out of. It was more of a fucking process to get shit done. It wasn't just somebody emails you a beat, you go to your home studio and bang, 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 you had a song.
Right.
You had to put in some effort. People would give you beats on a tape. You tell them which one you liked, and you meet at the studio. They bounce all the files out of their fucking MPC or SP1200. We're using ADAT tapes and shit.
Right. Right.
Where you can, it's $100 for a fucking VHS tape that can fit 3 or 4 songs, shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
100%.
in studio time, $60 to $75 an hour. So you got to be efficient about your shit. You can't be fucking around. It was serious.
Yeah. Do you ever miss that? Do you ever miss that time where it was just
Oh
that?
yeah, dude. It was.
CDs and.
I didn't realize like how good we had it back then.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't realize how much. It's funny. Like what's that quote? It's like I think it's from the Sandlot or something. It's like you see it on memes and shit where it's like when you're growing up. I'm paraphrasing, but when you're growing up, one day you and your friends are gonna go outside, and it's gonna be the last time you ever go outside to play, and you don't even know it.
Right.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that same sentiment where, we were just running around playing, and we didn't even realize that one day that would be the last time that it would ever be like that. It was like that golden age, was coming to an end. We didn't know. We were just doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 100%.
And
I'm trying
then
to.
with the
I'm trying to
social
look
media
it up.
takeover.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to look it up. I can't seem to find this quote. It's just talking about like
You know
heroes
what
and
I'm
stuff.
talking about, though.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
one day you and your friends are going to go outside, and it'll be the last time you ever go outside to play, and you don't even know it. It's fucked up, but it's true.
When
True.
did
You don't even remember it.
When did that hit you, man? When did that quote actually? You're like, oh shit, like this is gonna be different from now on.
Um, Probably when I left Viper Records.
Okay, so hold on. Let's pause there for a second because there's a few questions before we get there. Um, so you get some ciphers done. You get a name for yourself. But did Diabolic have his name already? Did Diabolic have Diabolic, or did you wake up one day and say this is gonna be the name that I run with, or how did that work? How did
Oh, how
Diabolic
did I pick my
become?
name out?
Yeah,
Um, well, like everybody had like a little rap name and shit. You know,
yeah.
I came out honestly before rapping really became my. I wrote graffiti, like I painted
Oh, okay.
heavy, like through high school, like from probably about ninth grade through senior year. Like we would paint like hard body though, doing burners, like
Right.
abandoned buildings, doing whole fucking murals. And I was better at graffiti back then than I was at rapping. But you kind of like I kind of grew out of it. Not that I don't still dabble here and there, but I kind of grew out of it because it takes a lot of time to be fucking jumping the train tracks and fucking running and getting chased and shit. It starts to get a little tired. Some people
Right.
do it forever, but I just couldn't. I just kind of faded out of it a little bit and started focusing more on music.
Right.
I was like a hip hop head, and everybody had their tags and shit growing up. But when we were like rapping and we were going to studios, I was like, we were trying to figure out like starting little rap groups. I was like, oh, I need a rhyme name. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna? I just thought it. I don't know. Shit sounded cool.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. I was like, Diabolic is a cool name. I'm going with that, and I just never changed it.
Hell yeah. That you just thought of that and you stuck with it.
Yeah, yeah. And people, they misinterpret what I was thinking too. That's the funny thing. I get like, you'll get people who take like the like more of a religious, a devil, like a satanic kind
Right.
of,
Right.
that's not the only thing. Diabolic, when I think of it, and when I thought of it at the time, I was thinking more maniacal, like mad
Right.
scientist,
That's what
super
that's
villain.
what I'm thinking right now. I was like, my
Yeah,
definition of diabolic is crazy,
yeah,
insane.
like
Like,
Doctor Doom. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like kind of, like an anti-hero, kind of a badass mad scientist concocting shit,
right,
like not the devil, not over relating to Satan.
right.
Like if you look on Google, that's one of the definitions.
But I mean, that's where everybody's going now, man. That's where everybody's head is at is religion and Satan and the devil and it's like, bro, like chill out. Like he's not like we're on this earth, bro. We don't need to be worried. Like when it comes, when it happens, yeah, for sure, definitely we'll be fucking like, but I'm just hanging out, bro. I don't need to worry about listening to something and then think about that they're like satanic worshipers and shit like that, bro. Like, come on.
And, I mean, some people, I'm sure, not for nothing. I'm sure the occult plays a part in a lot of Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
I've
right
seen
now.
a lot of
Oh,
things
oh
that
yeah,
would lead me to believe that, definitely. But I don't think it plays a part in everybody.
right.
Not everybody there, not everybody there is in on some master plan, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that would defeat the purpose.
yeah.
These type of things would be compartmentalized and kept very hush hush.
Yes,
You know?
yeah. So
And the symbolism, there's a lot of symbolism out there. You could see it. There are some things,
yeah,
definitely.
I mean
Not every,
that that that's where conspiracies come from. I mean,
right.
and the good ones, in fact, the good ones are the ones that are more hidden under the rug, where it's like the conspiracies that people are not talking about. The ones that are kind of like out there are the ones that are really hitting home and hitting the dot on most of those
Oh yeah,
facts. You know?
yeah. I mean, I'm more of a fucking, the Mockingbird media type conspiracy guy, where it's fucking true.
Right,
It turned out to be true. Like these things are true, and people think that it just went away. That's the real conspiracy, is they've convinced you, Operation Mockingbird isn't just renamed and they're still doing it.
right,
They've convinced people that shit. Oh well, it got exposed by Congress with the CIA, and you know uh, they had to stop. No, motherfucker. They don't. Are you insane?
Yeah.
You know how good they are at that shit now? You know
Oh.
the military has like a dedicated fucking 10,000 people to troll social media,
Oh yeah. Definitely.
and
hundred
people don't
percent.
even realize that. That's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That is the military molding the minds and decisions of people.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. 100%. It's
that is
everywhere.
a conspiracy. That's the type of shit I'm on, where it's like I'm on the paper trail type conspiracies. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll dig into the alien stuff. It's fun. You know, I'll dig
Right.
into a lot of weird shit. And but there's, dude, for all the weird, like far fetched shit there is, that's fun to dabble in. You know, the even like the flat Earth stuff, or
Yeah.
it's fun, it's entertaining, it's cool. But yo, there's for every one of those, there's fucking 50 that are traceable through a paper trail
Oh
that
yeah.
you can actually dig in and know who the players are. And there's actual bank statements and receipts and
Yes.
government documents that you can follow and kind of see what the fuck is actually going on here,
Right.
instead of just diving into some fucking rabbit hole that almost makes everybody look stupid.
Right. Right.
You know?
And I know people that are about the aliens and the flat Earths and if Bigfoot's real and all that stuff and I know people that are in that realm, but I also know people that are well versed in law and well versed in the paper and well versed in what they've seen on the internet, and they've dug deep and went on the dark web and they've got information that you would think is quote unquote untouchable, but with the help of the community and people that are actually trying to do some really good work for exposing the wrongdoings of what we think our nation is good for. Um, those people, man, they have. I know that there are some people on this earth that have way too much information and are like living a life of like terror because they don't want to fucking die.
Right, right. There are, and that's the main way that they keep these things under wraps.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff out there that if it was broadcast on corporate media,
Right.
there would be a fucking revolution tomorrow.
Oh, 100%.
If they said what was actually going on, it's available information.
Right.
People would fucking take their guns and they would storm the fucking castle tomorrow.
Right.
Obviously, the corporations are not in the business of telling people that type of shit.
Yeah, because we live in a capitalistic world.
Well, it's not even just that. It's they don't play for our team, bro. People forget it's as simple as human fucking nature, bro. What makes people think that, I don't know, let's take Chuck Todd from MSNBC,
Okay.
for example, that does the Sunday morning, what is it? I forget what the show is. It's
Yeah.
famous,
Yeah.
NBC.
I don't watch news very often, but I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about.
or
Yeah.
Rachel Maddow, or I don't know, Brian Stelter from fucking CNN,
Yeah.
right? Or Don Lemon, or Chris Cuomo,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh Jesus
These
Christ,
guys make
Cuomo.
these guys make anywhere from $10 to $30 million a year in salary.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, they're not like you. They don't live the life you do.
Right.
They don't travel in the circles you do. The only normal people, like, regular day to day fucking people they interact with are probably their family, their distant family.
Right. Right.
If that, a lot of them have family ties that go up the fucking food chain before they ever get there, like Anderson Cooper, who's a fucking Vanderbilt. You know what I mean? So these people were groomed for a lot of these positions. Chris Cuomo's brother was the governor of New York. His father was the governor of New York. These people were groomed to be
Right.
successful and
Yep.
travel in different circles than we do.
Right.
Sometimes it's as simple as that, dude. They don't play for our team, bro.
Yeah.
They are not like us, and they don't consider themselves to be like us.
Oh, 100% now. I mean, they
Like
have
my
old
buddies
money.
are most of the guys I grew up with, they're fucking union workers and shit. These guys are not like us. They went to fucking boarding school.
Yeah.
Most of their friends are fucking lawyers and fucking doctors and accountants and corporate executives.
Yep.
They live in a different fucking realm of reality than we do.
Yes.
It's very difficult for someone that makes that grew up rich and went to boarding school and makes $20 million a fucking year
Yeah.
relate to somebody that doesn't and
Yes.
didn't grow up like that.
And
They
for
don't have the same interests as we do.
yeah. And for
You
some
know?
reason, and for some reason, we are giving them our beliefs. We're giving them we giving them trust for some reason. So everybody is putting out their hand and saying, "I trust these fucking people," which is
Right.
fucking
Whereas
insane to me. Like they fucking
somebody like yourself or
yeah
myself,
yeah
we're looked at as a lot of times just assholes because we choose not to believe these people.
yeah
We don't follow the kids at the cool table who do believe this shit because they want to fit in with each other.
yeah
And we choose to say, nah, that sounds like bullshit. We call bullshit bullshit.
yeah
And we look at it for what it is, an agenda being pushed by rich people to probably, make themselves more rich and powerful.
yeah.
Whereas you tell people that, they're like, no, you sound like Alex Jones.
Like shut the fuck up.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's fine. Doesn't change the fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when people say that shit, bro, I get that shit a lot too. But when people say that shit, I'm like, bro, if you would look into actually what he fucking says anyway, most of that stuff. I mean, I know he's a fucking kook sometimes, and I know that he's crazy and he likes to put on
Well,
a show.
his presentation
Yeah,
is crazy.
yeah, his presentation's fucking
But yeah,
crazy.
dude,
But we
if I had
can't
a
ignore
quarter
the
for every
fact that
time that
it's
guy's
fucking
been
true.
fucking right, he's been right about fucking everything.
Yeah, and
His
everybody's just like,
presentation is like, the Inquirer. You know what I'm saying? It's like his presentation's like a kooky, fucking eccentric, fucking guy.
yeah,
But I don't think that's not on purpose. I think that's on purpose because
oh,
he knows you
definitely,
gotta generate fucking content, man. You gotta be a fucking character.
yeah, yeah. And for some reason, like I feel like he's doing it. He's like you said, he's doing it on purpose. I feel like he's doing it on purpose for that, and for the fact that if he pretends to be the crazy guy everybody wants him to be, nobody will look at him seriously to the point where now, like like a quote unquote like suicide or a quote unquote
Right,
death would
right.
happen to him because nobody's gonna kill off the guy that's standing in the on the corner of the street saying God's gonna come back anytime soon. Nobody's gonna kill that guy.
Right.
Who they're gonna kill is the person that's actually talking sense, that is actually being
I mean, dude, not for nothing. They fucking tried to erase him from
yeah
the world
yeah they
before anybody.
yeah they
Before anybody, they tried to erase him. I've heard people try to, oh, well, that was to, make him seem real. I said, no, 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 no. That's not how it works, bud.
yeah
You're just being fucking ridiculous.
like he's
That means you were probably over a fucking target, bro.
yeah he's just a
You were
louder
pinpointed on a target, and they did not like what you were fucking saying.
100
So they
like
tried to get rid of you.
he's like a louder, like honestly I feel like he's a louder Joe Rogan. Has a little bit more opinions than Joe Rogan does, but he's a louder Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan has Spotify. Joe Rogan is one of the biggest fucking podcasters on this earth, and we're gonna.
I mean, look what they did with Rogan. Look what they did with the ivermectin and when he had COVID and shit.
Yeah.
Look what they tried to do to him.
Yeah,
They tried to paint him out as some fucking nutcase.
exactly.
And they were dead on lying. Like ivermectin is a fucking medication that's been prescribed billions of times. Guys won Nobel Prizes for the use on humans.
Right.
And they call it horse pills. No, dude, they give that shit to people all the time.
Right.
The entire country of India fucking curbed COVID by handing out ivermectin to the whole country.
You know, when COVID was big, probably in the middle of last year, when COVID was real big in the middle of last year, I read a lot of stuff about India.
Oh yeah.
And there was a doctor I can't remember the name of the doctor, but the doctor disappeared or the doctor vanished or man, I wish I had that.
It seems to happen way too frequently these days.
Right. Right, exactly. I mean, that information got out, and it was like a few days where I mean, now it's wildfire, but at the beginning it was a few days of hearing about it, and then it vanished for like a week or two, and then it would come back, and then it would
Oh,
vanish
dude,
for another week or two.
I mean, if you, I'm sure you've seen some of the like little viral meme video things on like Instagram and shit. Where, if you notice, the corporate fucking, channels, half of their fucking sponsorship is by Pfizer,
Oh yeah,
Moderna.
yeah,
These companies are paying for the commercials. They're paying for these things. So they have a lot of fucking say in what goes on these fucking news stations, whether people like to believe it or not.
right,
Now, it's not a mystery that the news comes out against something cheap that would work against COVID, like ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine. Like, for example, hydroxychloroquine, perfect example. People think that they just fucking, threw something against the wall to see if it stuck.
right,
That's not at all why they used hydroxychloroquine in the beginning to start treating COVID. They did it because when SARS broke out with the swine flu in like 2010, hydroxychloroquine worked against it. That's why they tried it again. And
no
it
shit,
worked again. Yeah, but that's why they were doing experimental shit on the swine flu in 2010. And I'm pretty sure Fauci was one of the people involved with it. He was one
oh,
of the people involved with the use of hydroxychloroquine against the original SARS shit.
right, right,
And it fucking worked, which is why doctors said, oh, it worked on this shit that's very similar to this. Let's try it again. And it worked again. Whether
right.
people like to believe it or not, it worked. I'm not saying it works every time. I'm no fucking scientist or doctor, but they've had a lot of positive results with the shit. Now, I would think with these fucking crazy fucks that they would be happy about that.
Right.
They're
That's what I
not,
was gonna
because
say.
they're fucking lunatics.
Yeah, wouldn't they be more? Wouldn't they be more like ecstatic that this was actually working
Yeah, I
than it
wouldn't
not?
go on the TV and be like, "Oh, we found the cure-all." No, I would say, "Listen, I wouldn't be hopeless though. I would say, hey, there might be some hope. There might be some light at the end of the tunnel. Seems that they're getting good results from these therapeutics. So da 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 da. But that's not good for the bottom line of these companies that are making fucking billions right now off this fucking jab.
Right.
Billions of dollars.
That's fucking
They love it.
crazy.
You got Moderna. Moderna, Pfizer, one of them's coming up with a pill like that's supposed to treat COVID.
Right. And
And apparently, it's basically a $700 version of ivermectin.
oh, so they wanted to what do you call it?
They want
They
to get
wanted to make
fucking
bank for it.
paid,
They wanted to
man.
make money for it. You know.
They want to get paid, bro. They don't
Yeah.
want something that's easily accessible and very cheap to produce. They don't want that. That's not good for business.
Well, I thought. I mean, at the very beginning, I thought that giving out a vaccine for free was fucking insane. I mean, the government never gives anything away for free. Never gives us any fucking healthcare benefit that is free. Nothing for free. So whenever they started giving out fucking free vaccines, I was fucking dumbfounded because I was like, what the fuck? And people were just eating it up like, dude, like the government doesn't give a fuck about us, bro. They don't give a shit
Yeah,
about
yeah,
us.
exactly.
Why do you think now?
Dude, it was as much as during the presidential campaign in 2020.
Right.
You went from Biden and Kamala Harris saying, oh, I wouldn't take that vaccine, Trump's vaccine, to them winning the election, supposedly,
Right.
and then just pushing the same vaccine and people taking it. Everybody's like, no, I wouldn't. Trump, fuck Trump. Trump's vaccine is bad, da 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 da. So them just taking the same fucking shit and pushing the same shit and changing their whole tune. Now, I mean, I have a basic fucking way I live when it comes to the government.
Yeah.
If they say something, I do the opposite. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Right. Right.
When in the beginning when they were like, no, 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 you don't need to wear a mask. I bought masks.
Right. Right.
When they said, oh no, it's we got it under control, I was like, this is about to go out of control.
And usually,
Every fucking time, it's like it's like not. It never fails.
yeah. And that's the thing with me
So
too.
it's the same thing I take with the jab. It's like, oh, they're saying for me to take it. I'm definitely not taking it,
Right.
without a doubt.
Right.
Just because you guys said it, because they're all right. It's
Well,
like being in an abusive relationship.
yeah.
How many times, say you got some girlfriend who just blows everybody in town and cheats on you all the time and steals your fucking money out of your wallet.
Right.
Then the money comes out of your wallet and you see her with fucking spatchine all over her fucking chin. But she says, no, it wasn't this time. I didn't do anything. How many times are you going to believe this fucking broad
Right.
before you just wake up and be like, I got to get the fuck out of here. This is bullshit. This girl's a skank. I got to go. It's the same thing with the government. They lie constantly.
Right.
But I'm supposed to believe them on the big life-changing shit? No. I'm not going to listen to them. They're full of shit. They lie constantly. All they do is take my money and fucking start shit with other countries that I don't even give a fuck about.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know, I
fuck,
have
dude.
no use for this shit.
We can get. Oh man, that's a whole nother fucking ball game, man. Did you look up the stats and all the fucking numbers from 9/11? How much fucking money we pulled from that fucking thing?
Oh, dude. There's a lot of shady shit about
Oh
9/11.
god, dude. That was.
You know, a lot of people from your age group believe the official story too, which is very weird to me.
I know. I
But
know. I fucking know. And
but
it's
I
sad.
get why, because that's you know, a lot of, like, what were you, 5 years old when that happened, six
Right.
years old?
Yeah.
So that's like just something that happened when you were a little kid. You don't understand the ramifications of it when you're 6 years old. You just know something happened that was bad that everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
That becomes something like in a history book to you. You know what I mean? And if you don't ever dig deep into it, it's just another event in a history book. It's just another thing that happened before you were able to give a fuck.
I mean, you were in the midst of that all.
Yeah, we were out there fucking doing events, protesting shit, because we knew some bullshit went down.
I mean,
And then over the years, the things that have come out are fucking insane, dude.
yeah.
Like, like, you know, trillions of dollars missing from the Pentagon's budget. God knows where it went.
Yep.
The records of, supposedly the records of where it went, were kept in the fucking, in one of the Trade Center buildings.
Yeah.
And then the fucking, where the quote unquote plane, which was really a fucking missile that hit the fucking Pentagon,
Yeah.
where it hit the Pentagon was the office of like 50 forensic accountants that were tracking where the fucking money went doing the investigation.
Yeah.
That's whose office got hit. That was a cleanup job, dude. That was a
Oh,
cover up. That
a
whole
hundred
fucking thing was
percent.
a cover up.
It was a cleanup job, and then we had to point the finger at somebody else, and then we funneled
Yeah, it
money
came
into a
right down from
war.
the fucking top. Cheney, Rumsfeld, they were all in on it. The whole fucking thing. Now, do I think they planned it? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wasn't a fly on the wall.
Right.
They definitely let it happen or knew who did what. They know exactly what happened that day.
Yep. Yep. But you know, we have that government. But when the government says, you know, take this fucking shot, we just say, oh, okay.
Yeah, and people make the mistake. They think like, you know, they think like, you know, you got people who are like big Trump supporters, right?
Yeah.
And they think that people, like, where they're like not taking this fucking vax. They're like, no, I'm not taking it. They think that they would have took it if Trump was in office. They don't realize that they wouldn't have taken it either way.
Right.
And the reason they like Trump as opposed to Biden and Democrats in general is because look what the Democrats are trying to do. They're trying to make you do it.
Yeah.
Trump never, there was nothing where Trump said, you got to take this thing. Every fucking speech he gave, he's like, oh, we're working on the vaccine. It's coming along real fast. We're also working on therapeutics, medications, other treatments for it. There
Right.
was no talk of, if you don't take this, the world's going to end. There was never talk of that.
Right. A
You know,
hundred.
you were free to fucking move as you chose.
Yeah. I mean, that's what America is supposed to be about. You know, your freedom of speech. You have freedoms here. We're supposed to have freedoms here. You know, we haven't had freedoms in a very long time, but that was the word around the streets that America, we have freedoms, and all the freedoms that are supposed to be ours have been stripped from us for a very long time.
Yeah, yeah. They give you, there's an illusion
Yeah,
of a lot of these freedoms, you know?
because
People don't know this because, you know, they're too young. And if you don't do the history of it, income tax was supposed to be temporary.
right.
You know, what was it, the depression, or I don't remember when it started, but it was small.
Yeah,
You know, 100 years ago, over 100 years ago, it was supposed to be a temporary fucking thing. You see what the government did there? Look at it now. Now
yep,
you're losing 30, 35% of your fucking paycheck. It started out as like 2, 3%. and it was supposed to end. And what did they do? They fucking lubricated the entry to keep taking your shit.
Yep. Yep.
That's why when people say taxation is theft and all these, they're 100% right.
Yeah. They
Our
are.
country's not based on taxation.
That's where
You know, it's not
they get
based on
all
that.
this money.
Hey, look at the fucking budgets. Look what they've done. They got our country in fucking $20 trillion of debt,
Yep.
and they still want to print more fucking fake money.
Yep. Which is crazy because in October, I think it
And
was
you try to
October
tell this to
18th.
people, listen, man. They're like, well, that doesn't affect me. I said, oh, you fucking, are you insane? I was like, you got any money in the bank right now? Well, the second they print that money you have saved, it's worth less than it was the day before.
Yep. It's gone. It's fucking
It
done for.
affects you. Yeah, it just doesn't have the purchasing power because you got too much fucking money chasing too little of goods. It
Yep.
makes the fucking cost of things go through the fucking roof.
Yep. Yep. a
And
hundred
then
percent.
it's not like your salaries are matching that. That money's going into the pockets of the big boys. They're the
Yes.
ones fucking rounding up all the dollars and padding themselves. That's not going into your pocket. It's not
Yep.
like they're giving you a raise that's, you know, equal or greater than the rate of inflation. It never works like that. You know, the money inflates. If it's at 6%, you get a 3% raise. You just lost 3%.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of insane that when you tell people that, they don't even comprehend it. They don't even, it doesn't even compute with them.
Right.
They look at it like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just doing, it's basic economics, bro. It's basic math. Use
I
your fucking head for 5 minutes and start watching. These people are the puppet masters right now. You're not concerned with what they're doing with your life and
right.
the effect it has on you. You just like, oh no, that, vote blue no matter who, vote red no matter, it's like, no. I got to see what the fuck these people are doing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you did you grow up like real smart in mathematics and stuff, or did you like kind of have to jump into that by yourself?
Um, I mean, I was a fuck up kind of in school, but I had a good brain in my fucking head. Like I always tested well. I didn't do my work, and you know what I mean. Like I tried to avoid school if I could.
Right.
So like I would have I had a low, not low, not like terrible, but not a good fucking average in high school. But then I had like banging SAT scores.
Right. Right.
I had a real high SAT score, which made my teachers want to fucking wring my neck. They're like, if you
What?
just did your work, you probably could have got a scholarship to one of these fucking good schools. You would have been good to go. But you didn't want to fucking show up. You were too busy chasing pussy and fucking smoking weed.
yeah.
You're busy ditching class to go drink 40s in the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you knew at that age that that school wasn't your stick. It wasn't your thing. It wasn't gonna your you
Yeah,
know
I mean, in retrospect, if I could do it over, I would do it the exact opposite.
right.
Because now as a grown up, and with more experience, I enjoy learning now. I
Right.
enjoy that shit.
Right.
Like you put me in fucking, if I went to night school or something now, I'd probably fucking kill it. I would love it. I'd be like, this is fucking awesome. I'm learning all kinds of crazy shit, you know?
I think a lot of
And
people feel that way. I feel like a lot of people, if I could do it, I mean, I definitely would too. I mean, I'm only 26, and I'm like, but we still can. We can still go to college,
yeah, you can. You more than me. I mean, I could still. I don't know if it would pay off for me as much,
Right,
but
right,
it would be entertaining.
right.
It would be fun. You could
Now,
always get some benefit out of it.
yeah,
But
for sure. Now let's get
like I try to I like it's funny because with my daughter's 21 and she's about to finish up school, become a teacher and stuff. And,
right,
she always did relatively good in school, pretty good. A couple times she slipped up where I had to like get on her about it. Where she was like, she got senioritis and shit in high school a little bit in the beginning.
yeah,
She wasn't doing any of her work for like a month and a half. I had to rip her. But generally she did pretty well in school and she does good in college, manages her shit. And with my son, like he does pretty good. He does pretty good, but he doesn't want to.
right.
He's just like me, where he wants to fuck off and like try to duck it, but I just don't let him because what I remember is if you just do your work, it makes school just easier in general
right,
to go through the day. You don't mind going to class because you're prepared to be there, so it's not as like stressful, and you don't want to ditch as much because you don't have to. Whereas like when I would fuck around in school, you know, you don't want to go to class half the time because you're not prepared to be in class.
Right, right.
They're gonna ask you some shit. Yeah, I didn't read that. I don't know what you're talking about. You got to be a wise ass and try to dodge it. You know what it is.
Yeah,
Whereas I
exactly.
try to like be a little bit stricter with him, and I can't. He's 11 years old. I can't. I don't have the heart to tell him I can't. It would be bad parenting to tell him. Listen, the math you're doing right now, I only remember it because I was real good at math.
Yeah,
And both my grandfathers were government engineers and shit. So
right.
like math just comes naturally to me. But you're never going to use this shit unless you become a fucking architect, engineer, or a fucking math teacher. Like they're doing like multiplying fractions right
Yeah,
now.
like I don't even, dude. Honestly, I don't even
I
remember shit.
remember how to do it. I was good at math, so I remember how to do that shit and dividing fractions and all this stuff. I do remember it, but dude, I haven't done that shit since I did it at his age.
Yeah,
I haven't done it. I haven't done that shit in fucking 30 years. I
that's
literally haven't
wild.
used it one fucking time.
That's
I mean, the
crazy.
things I have used are, like a little bit of decimal stuff with money.
Right.
Percentages. Percentages are good to know. I've used that. Um, I don't know, basic stuff.
Yeah.
Geometry a little bit with doing stuff at the house. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? A little bit of geometry, measurements, shit like that. Stuff that you actually might need to know.
Right.
You
Right.
can learn that shit in 1 year.
Yeah. Definitely. Let's
Never
go.
have to do it again.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the conversation. You said that. So you won a cipher and everybody's talking. Obviously, everybody's talking about you. Did you already drop an album at that point?
No, no, I didn't have anything prepared. That's when
So
shit got real confusing.
okay, okay.
Then I
So
really realized how little I actually knew about what the fuck I was doing. You know what I mean?
so like about what time? So you won that. You won the cipher. You won the rap battle. Well, about what time
Right.
did you drop your first album?
Years later,
Okay.
9 years later.
Okay, 9 years later, you said that you were signed. You signed to Viper Records. When did that happen?
Well, let's think. In the beginning, I had like a fucking little bootleg mixtape, which was just basically something I sold at shows.
Yeah.
It was a version of the Foul Play mixtape. It was
Okay.
like a version of that. It had some of the stuff on it, some old other shit, and I would it was just something I had to move at shows and shit.
Yeah.
Um, I was
So
kind of lost, like back then you were kind of trying to find a record deal.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as easy to be independent. Like now it's like a fucking cakewalk. I can put up an album right now,
Right.
upload it, boom, I got an album out. As far as back then, so you're just doing events, you're trying to work on different stuff and meet new people and get different opportunities, find an indie label that might fuck with you or an investor or somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
And I started running around with Technique after I did the verse it turned out to be the hidden track verse on his first album. So we were doing shows together, we were doing different stuff, and then Penn was involved. It was like a little crew of us that
Yeah.
would kind of do a lot of stuff together, do different events and shit. And kind of out of nowhere, Tech kind of blew the fuck up off of his second album.
Oh, right. Okay. So this is where tech kind of.
Which was like 2003, 2004. It was like 2004 officially, but the first album kind of got him buzzing on the internet with Dance with the Devil and shit.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I went to a show at SOB's. It was like '04, I think. I was doing a lot of street shit, for
Right.
lack of a better word. I was doing a lot of street stuff. Um, and I went to open up. He's like, "Yo, open up the show at SOB's for me." And I go there, and there's 500 fucking people there, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened here?"
Oh shit.
I was like, I knew things were going well, but I was like, SOB's is sold the fuck out. Half the kids here know the words to my shit.
Oh
What the fuck is
damn.
this? When did this happen? So then I started taking things more serious. Tech had the success going for him right there. So
Yeah.
they started taking Viper Records more serious as putting other shit out. And he had approached me around then, like '04, and was like, "Yo, Viper needs you." Now I was like, "Oh, nice, let's do it." I was like, "This will be fucking awesome.
Right, right.
Let's go." But little did I know, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
a
a
terrible situation, man.
yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't really know what I was getting into. It wasn't what I thought it would be, really.
Right, right.
It was kind of like, I don't know. They move at a snail's fucking pace, man.
Yeah, a
They
lot of
move
these
at a
record
snail's
labels
pace.
are really fucking slimy like a fucking snail. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and honestly, unless the artist has I don't know, a lot of artists can be real fucking egotistical, and technique is no different in my eyes,
Right, right.
where you don't want to be under another artist.
Yeah,
It doesn't always work out the
yeah.
best for people. Like, I don't conduct myself like that. I also don't have artists under me.
Right.
I don't put myself in a position to be a dick. You know what I mean? I just don't do it
Right.
because I can. It's hard enough for me to get the energy up to dedicate enough time to my own shit, let alone somebody else's.
Yeah, 100%.
So I can't guarantee that I would do it. So I just don't do it. But that's
So,
not what I was presented with.
right.
You know,
So
yeah,
when
everything was a fight up there.
oh,
Everything was a fucking hassle. And mind you, Technique, he doesn't own Viper.
yeah,
He was put in the quote unquote president
but
of
he
Viper,
wasn't.
but a guy named John owns Viper, and he's a multi fucking millionaire.
Yeah,
He has a lot of money.
yeah. He
And
tell you,
so it's not like we were hurting for fucking resources.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Technique is
But
just
everything
a
was.
face. Was just a face for the place.
Yeah, and well, he was succeeding, so and he did well with his project, so he reaped the benefits of his hard work, because he did work his ass off to get where he's at. It's not like he just had it handed to him.
Right,
Um,
right.
but at the same time, like, man, getting into the studio was fucking like pulling teeth. Getting anything done, getting things mixed, getting things. It took fucking years, dude. It
Right.
took years, literally. I mean, you're talking about 2004. My record didn't drop till 2010. It did not take me 6 years to make a
Right,
fucking album.
right. Which was really crazy to me because, dude, like, I mean, like I said, I was fucking with you at a young age, and then, you know, figuring stuff out. Growing up as a teen and stuff out. I mean, I was in high school and I was looking at your albums and stuff on YouTube. And I'm like, there's no fucking way that like your album dropped in 2010. That was like 3 years ago. Like in high school retrospect.
Right.
High school. I was like, how does this even work? Like, I'm confused as fuck. Is this like YouTube's doing, or am I tripping out?
No,
Like,
it did. It came out in 2010. That's when it ended up dropping,
so that,
April 2010.
and that's
And
what's crazy to me because even to this day, I'm 26 years old. Even to this day, I look back and look at your album, your years, and I'm like, I still fucking don't understand that shit.
is what it is, man. You get caught in situations. That's why I ended up leaving
Right.
with my second album. Like,
So,
the album was almost done
yeah, you
for the
leave you
most
leave
part.
Viper Records and you do another album. Is that
Well,
album?
I had done that record on Viper. Like, that record was supposed to be my second record on Viper, but they were getting funny with my money. The deal was not being honored the way I signed it.
All right.
And I approached Tech about it, and he kind of fucking blew it off like it wasn't cool, like I wasn't saying nothing. And
Wow.
then the owner was kind of trying to play hardball with me, so I got out of the fucking deal. I had my
Damn.
lawyer and my kind of manager guy at the time. They fucking brokered me getting the fuck out of there, and I left with all my shit. I left with the masters to both my records, and I ended up putting out the second one myself, and just been doing it by myself ever since.
Well, that's fucking good, man. Honestly, that's the way to go. I mean, I can't vouch for technique or anything, and I know as much as anybody that is a fan of y'all, but like, where the fuck is technique now? I haven't heard anything from him since uh, all of the albums that he did way back when, and I would feel like that now is the most valuable time to do stuff the way y'all are doing it. Political hip hop, political raps and stuff like. those are the things that molded me as a child to be the person that I am today. And it's like,
And to be honest, the stuff the technique's on, like when Trump was in office, would have been the ideal time for him to drop a record.
right, right,
For his type of fans, and he's kind of a fucking communist,
yeah,
and it would have been right up his alley for him to do it, which surprised me that he didn't. But honestly, I mean, you know, Tech's had a lot of success. He's done very well financially from this shit. I understand getting a little fucking lackadaisical about it. I do.
oh,
Getting
okay,
comfortable and dude, and as you get older, you stop being as hungry as you were. You stop
right,
giving a fuck the same
right,
way. I get it. Believe me, I get it. I can't even act like I don't understand. But I also think sometimes, and this is from my experiences with him when we were cool, he probably psyched himself out a little bit. You start having a lot of eyes on you.
right,
You start building up an expectation in your head of what you have to do, and it's a standard you could probably never live up to
right,
in your own
right,
head. Like you could never be as good as you're expected to be. So instead of just having fun, which is what I still do to this day when I make records, I'm just trying to say some dope shit and have a good time, make some dope shit.
yeah. But you still
Instead of
you
doing
still
that,
stick
you
true
built
though.
it up.
You still stick true though. There are songs on your newer albums, on your recent albums that still stick true to the Diabolic that people once knew 10 years ago.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I'm just better at making music.
Yeah.
I'm just more experienced in song structure, and how I write shit has improved, and writing choruses and things like that. Like I'm just better at making songs. I haven't changed a whole lot. It's
Right.
just easier for me now. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's
Which
why.
which is part that's the part that I don't understand from a guy like Tech not putting out music. I'm
Right.
like, dude, like this shit should be easier for you.
Yeah. This shit.
God, so this shit is like cake for me. You sit me down and I focus. I'll push that shit right. I'll make a song right now.
There's so
No
much.
problem.
There's
Nobody's
so much
buying
that
it.
you could write about now. There's so much shit that you can write about right now in this time of age, in this generation. There is so much to write about.
Yep.
and
Yeah.
and and I was kind of disappointed, growing up with y'all, and I saw you making music, and then I just saw you making music. That was it. System of a
Yeah.
Down broke up. Tech wasn't making any music anymore, and I was like, I mean, we have like Run the Jewels. We have Run. I still fuck with Run the Jewels and stuff. And what was that other band, babe? What's that other band that's more political? You got Run the Jewels and what else? Ah, she don't even fucking know. But we still have those guys, and
I
you,
mean, dude, we're living in a weird ass time, bro. Like
yeah,
Rage Against the Machine
yeah,
has sold the fuck out.
yep,
They
yep,
they sold out. Like that was the anthem in high school.
yeah,
Like
a
when I
hundred
was in high
percent,
school, Rage was like the shit. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, all that shit. Now they got people fucking taking COVID tests and presenting vaccine passports
right,
at their fucking shows. And
yep.
it's like, you guys, you just went corporate. You sold the fuck out. Offspring, they're another one. They sold the fuck out.
Oh, dude, what the fuck? Yeah,
It's insane to me. It's kind of crazy. Like, what the fuck happened to y'all, man?
yeah.
I understand you're successful. You made a bunch of fucking money, and a lot of people like suck your dick, but you know,
You're losing.
you can still tell people to go fuck themselves from time to time. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
you're making your fans lose the magic.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of any of them anymore.
Well, no, what I'm
I
saying
can't
is,
be.
like as a fan's perspective, like me, you're making the fans lose the magic of who y'all or who they were. You know what I'm saying? Raids
You
them.
know what it is. You know what it comes down to. You're getting to see. You just got a glimpse behind the fucking curtain.
Right,
What people don't realize, and I've come to realize from being behind the scenes a little bit. Not that I know those guys personally, really. I've interacted with Tom Morello a little bit, but
right.
what people don't see behind the scenes is you they didn't change. They just took the fucking mask off.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it comes down to. They took their fucking costume off. They're they are who you thought they were. That's
Damn.
what fucking Dennis Green, the football coach, said when they played in the playoffs. He goes, They are who we thought they were. When they lost a playoff game, and he's like, that team is who we think they are. That's who they are. They're showing you. I mean, that's one of the
Damn.
lessons in life, man. When somebody shows you who they are, don't be afraid to see that shit.
Yeah, it's fucking
See
sour.
it, absorb it, and never fucking forget it.
Yeah, it's fucking sour to see all these people fucking stand up. Stand up for a long time, and then all of a sudden they get that they get that extra grain, and they get the taste of the good life, and it's like you see the real person, like you're saying, you see the real person that they are, and it's very
Yo,
disappointing.
and it's funny because with the COVID stuff, bro, they try to disguise it like, no, this is about the people. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. You're not gonna tell me. You're pushing corporate fucking narratives, bro. Political, DNC funded narratives,
Yep.
pharmaceutical company narratives. Shit straight out of the White House, bro.
Right. Right.
Like, don't tell me that's for the fucking people.
Yeah.
Oh, you want people to be safe. It's about, society and people's health. You don't know that. You don't know what this is. You're not a fucking doctor. They don't even, doctors and scientists don't even know what this is yet.
Right. Right.
They don't have all the answer. And sometimes, I don't know if people know this, they lie too. A lot.
Oh, yes. Yes. And
For
people don't know
funding,
this is
so
like
they
we're
can keep their
hamsters. We're
brand.
fucking hamsters.
Yeah, dude. They lie and do a lot of shady fucking shit, man.
Yep.
They've done it for centuries. Don't they? They're not fucking infallible. People act like now. You ever notice like how people talk about science now? What, you don't believe in science?
Oh, yeah, I know.
You don't trust the science? Like it's a fucking god. Like it's a deity of some kind. Like science is just one thing that you could just wrap your hands around and touch and believe it and speak to it.
Right.
That's how they speak about it. And I'm like, trust the science. That you don't believe in science? The fuck are you talking about? You know how many different forms of science there are?
Exactly.
You know how many different things I believe science that I can fucking understand and can be proven? Sure.
Right.
Yeah, I know. You heat water, it'll boil at 100 degrees. That's science. I
Yep.
believe that. Yes, because I've seen it happen.
Yep.
You know, I
Um.
don't necessarily believe politicians telling me about science
Yeah. Yeah. Politicians aren't
or putting a
fucking
spin on
scientists.
a study that, like taking a study and taking one piece of it and putting a spin on it to say what they want it to say, even though that's not exactly what it really said. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
Like when something's inconclusive, they say, no, the conclusion was that it doesn't work because they haven't concluded. And it's like, wait a minute. That's not what they said at all. They said they don't have enough data to come to a fucking conclusion.
yeah.
That's what they said.
And right now, like you said, right now with the COVID, um, all of that stuff is inconclusive.
Right. I mean, there are some things that are definitely leaning in a direction,
Right. Right.
with certain medications and certain treatments, things like that. It appears that they're working, but
Right.
that doesn't support what they want. So
Right.
they throw fucking salt on it because
Yep.
that science that's being done is not, it doesn't benefit their fucking storyline.
Right.
You see, so should I trust the science that's bullshit that they're trying to throw salt on the shit that does seem kind of like it's a good thing?
Right.
Or do I believe the good thing?
Right.
Like which science am I supposed to believe? Which one should I trust? The one you like that's on CNN? Like get the fuck out of here. The way people speak about it, it's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I love science. I trust the science. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's not a
Diabolic.
thing.
Real quick. I'm gonna pause you real quick for a second. I gotta interchange my battery for my camera, so give me 1 second, okay?
Gotcha.
We can get back into this conversation. Hold on. What's going on, everybody? We're gonna take a quick break and do a little bit of some sponsor reading. So the first sponsor that we have is undeniablemisfortune.com. That is undeniablemisfortune.com. Undeniable Misfortune is an upcoming record label corporation. Well, in the future we plan it to be, but for now it's a step up for our foundation builder made by artists to help other artists create a web of connections as we build our own connections through networking with all who want to help, join, and collaborate. You heard it right here. It is artists to help other artists create a web of connections. It's an awesome website. You check it out. You go to the homepage, and it shows you all of the stuff that is happening present day, and it shows you all the albums that they have dropped so far. You go down into the description box, and you got the podcasts. What do you got on podcasts? Oh yeah, you have MOSHCAST with Almighty Sai. That's on there. We also have Song Call on there as well, and a lot of other cool stuff that is on the way for the podcast itself. You go to the media, and it shows you all of the albums and the creators that are a part of Undeniable Misfortune, whether that be EPs, full albums, singles, art projects, and so on and so forth. We have Undeniable Misfortune merch, where we have Grim D's snapback hat, we have a Psy snapback hat, we have an LJ cuffed beanie, and an LJ hat as well, an Undeniable beanie, Undeniable Misfortune masks for COVID, and all the way down to any type of hat that you are looking for. It's a really good site. Check it out. Get on their email list. That way you can get all of the good shit before anybody else does, and check them out real quick. Our next one is going to be Wild Hats. Oh snap, I forgot to get my Wild hat actually from over there. I put it up here because it is a very expensive hat. It's not an expensive hat, but it's a very well kept hat, and I love it to death. Here's my hat that I got from Wild Hats. That is wildhatsofficial.com. Check this out. That's my hat, bro. Check it. It's dope. Alright? They use the phrase born in Brooklyn, raised in the wild, because they have lived that phrase. The passion and creativity it took to become a hat maker and designers always existed. It existed when we lived in Brooklyn, but it matured as they realized when they were raised ourselves in the wild. They have two homes, the road and the farm, in the middle of Daniel Boone National Forest. They both provide them with so much inspiration and everything you need to create a sustainable brand. All of the material they have been found in the wild, naturally dyed or sourced or found in some hole in the wall antique store somewhere on the road. So their beaver fur felts are American made at the last great American felt producer in the U.S. They prided themselves on owning each part of their process, handpicking and handcrafting every piece of hat, even down to the hat blocks, which are carved from cherry wood found on their farm. Let me tell you something about this hat business, guys. I was looking for a hat, but I didn't want it to be the same old Joe Schmo shit that you found at a fucking boot store. And I found them on Instagram. And I contacted them. I said, I'm looking for a hat. I'm not really sure what, but this is what I kind of want. And they helped me through the whole thought process and the idea process. And they made me this thing, man. This is one of a kind. This will never be made ever again. This is my favorite hat. It's a hat that I will use for the rest of my life. And let me tell you, it's comfortable. It is affordable. And it is amazing to even look at. To wear it, it's I can't even wear it on the podcast because then I will take everybody for their money. I'll be that hot wearing this hat. But everything is handmade. The hat was handmade. He showed me the process video and sent it to me. He showed me the process on how he made everything connect with the feathers, the stone, the card, the gator belt that's around it. Everything was either made or found by them, and it's amazing. Go check them out and make sure that you get yourself an affordable and an amazing wild hat. That is at wildhatters.com. The next one that we have is a pretty cool one. It is going to be they're called dream cones. Dream cones are pendants made out of, not kidding you, pine cones, and they look amazing. And they are 100% pine cone, I guess you could say. Um, each pine cone pendant is handcrafted in Texas and one of a kind. Custom orders are accepted. Message for details or inquiries. Now, you have to find these people on Facebook. They are on Facebook. And it's Dream Cones. I'll show you I'll give you all the description right here. Dream Cones and all the pictures. And they are phenomenally looking. They are awesome to look at. To have one on like your neck would be amazing. I'm actually getting one made by them. It will be here pretty soon. And I'm kind of excited. Honestly, I'm really excited. So go look them up. See if you want to get like a handcrafted gift for Christmas or a birthday, or even for yourself for your spiritual journey. They are very, very spiritual people, and I know that they put love into this craft, and they will make it look like a dream, just like dream cones would. That's why they're named Dream. That's why they have Dream in the name. The last person I want to shout out is 9mm Beats. 9mm Beats is what? The person that is playing right now. That's crazy. Yep, that's 9mm Beats. If you are looking for beats for your songs, or you're not really sure where to go I'm getting tongue tied right now. Jesus Christ. If you don't know where to go for beats or look for to making a song, 9mm Beats got your back. Go on his YouTube channel, which is 9mmbeats.com, or 9mm. What the fuck? 9mm Beats on YouTube. He's on Instagram, and he's also on Instagram, and I think he has a shop. So go to him, check him out. If you are looking for a custom beat, DM him. He will answer you, and he will be as respectful and as courteous as you are to him. Make sure that you check him out. Make sure you like his style. Make sure everything. He has a whole bunch of styles. Crazy, crazy styles. But check that out. And guys, let's get back to this fucking podcast, huh? We'll see you later. Peace. Okay, we're back, Diabolic. Sorry about that.
All right, hold up one second. I'm just taking this up the block because it's about to get loud in my crib.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's breaking out the Sawzall, so it's gonna get a little rough. Take a walk up the street. I gotta cut this shit off at like 2:30 because I gotta get my son from school.
That's all right. We're not gonna. We got a little bit longer. We're not gonna take too long. I have another podcast I gotta record today too. Anyway, so.
Nice. Nice.
I just like I said, I'm honored that you're on the podcast right now, and I'm glad that I actually got a hold of you and we can talk your shit, man. I mean, to be honest, like getting on the internet and stuff, it's always about KWELI and fucking Immortal Technique and the beef that y'all had and blah blah blah. I'm like, nobody's like really talking to fucking Diabolic about any of this shit. Like nobody's like really getting into the nitty gritty of like how Diabolic is as a person. Like I'm kind of offended that people actually just ask you for those things, and it's really upsetting to me because you are a big like staple in a lot of this era, you know.
Right.
And I'm not trying to toot your horn or anything, but like, geez, like you're a person, you're a human being. You're not the fucking. You're not just
part of the problem is part of that's on me though, because I'm a little standoffish on the internet to some extent. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll go live on Instagram and hardcore fans will be in and out of there. I get a good turnout for stuff like that.
Right.
But other than that, I don't do a whole lot except, every now and then I'll shoot my opinion out there or offend somebody or crack some jokes that are off color and fucking say some slick shit. And,
right.
My fan base loves it. They think it's the fucking greatest. But, people that are on the fence, they're like, I might rub them the wrong way. Now, personally, I think they're a bunch of fucking clowns, but,
right.
They're entitled to act how they want.
Yeah.
I'm just not, if people are soft, they're probably going to get rubbed wrong by me.
Right.
Because
Right.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of time for bullshit.
Well,
I don't really. I'm not gonna pretend with people. You
right.
know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like that's where what I don't do. Like for example, people, guy like Talib Kweli, who's a propagandist piece of shit, who just lies all day long, is totally full of shit,
right.
always has been. He'll just paint people as what he wants to market to people. You know what I mean? So to
Right.
his fans, I'm a racist, Nazi, white supremacist, like he calls everybody.
Yeah.
Um, they'll have you believe that a fucking black guy who disagrees with them is pushing white supremacist fucking talking points, and it's like, oh, you don't have to be white to be a white supremacist, they say, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that's the one prerequisite that you have to to be a fucking white supremacist. I'm almost positive, but that's neither here nor there because they just throw these words around, right?
Right. Right.
But a
Right.
guy like that, right? They push, they market. They're always doing PR. Even Immortal Technique,
Yeah.
he's the same way. He's no different.
Yeah.
He's just pushing his talking points and towing the line to keep the party going.
Right.
Whereas me, they'll paint a guy like Kweli will paint me as, oh, he's a Trump supporter. I'm not. I don't know Donald Trump to support him.
Right. Right.
The only time you'd catch me supporting a politician is maybe if I knew him personally and I could vouch for his character to some extent. But a guy like Trump, they'll paint me as that because I didn't fucking sign on to the Russia hoax. I knew it was bullshit from the start. And
Right.
now here
Right.
we are, 5 years later, just like I told people, you're going to find out that this was all bullshit. And all
Right.
the information that's coming out now publicly, that even the corporate media is starting to admit to
Right.
and starting to apologize on the low for, all that
yeah.
information was available back then. It's nothing new. That information was out there 5 years ago. It's just they didn't want to listen. They did not want to listen.
Yep.
And because I would point out that this is bullshit, that automatically makes you the enemy. Because, I mean, dude, in this country, there has been a class war, kind of a communist plot based on Marxism going on for like 100 fucking plus years, dude.
Right.
It's been going on. It's been in this country for that long. And when you say that, people are like, no, you're crazy. No, it has been fucking going on for that long. The World Communist Party headquarters has been based in New York City and always has been and always will be.
Right. Right.
People don't even realize that. It wasn't based in Moscow. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't based in China. It was based in New York. It was run by Americans.
And that,
And
that
it's like, this has been going on for that long.
right.
Now, all that leftist, that real hardcore leftist shit seems fucking cool when you're 20
Yeah.
because you're an ideologue and you're like, oh, we should help people and save the world and all get together and do it. But then you pay a few fucking bills and you get out into the fucking real world and you realize that no one gives a fuck about each other for the most part.
Right.
They
Right.
don't. It's just the way it is. You care about your own, your friends, and your fucking family, and that's fucking it. If you're lucky, you can help them.
Yeah. Bars.
If you're lucky.
A
No
hundred.
one's coming to save the fucking world. We're not all going to sing Kumbaya one day.
Yeah.
And I don't think the government has the fucking ability or deserves the even opportunity to legislate people being nice to each other.
Oh yeah. A hundred
It's
percent.
just not possible.
A hundred percent.
They need to leave people the fuck alone and let them sort it out themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we saw it. We saw it a lot this year. We saw BLM. We saw the storming the storming the what was it? They stormed the
Uh,
what's the word I'm
yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
say?
they ran up on the White House
Yeah,
lawn. They were all
they
up.
stormed the fucking White House. I mean, these people, whoever it is, they're fed up. We're all fed up about this shit. We're all fucking fed up. Whether you're left or
Right.
right or middle or up and
Yeah,
down in
but
between,
you
you're
look at
all fucking fed up.
an organization like BLM is a perfect example. No, the women who are in charge of that shit say openly that they are trained fucking Marxists. Dude,
Right.
that is a communist organization. That is not about racial anything. That shit is about destroying the family structure. It is about class war. It has nothing to do with fucking racial fucking strife.
Right.
That's how they pitch it to people.
And I feel like,
Notice, yo, the Democrats got into office, right? Where the fuck is BLM now?
right,
Where the
right.
fuck they at? Everything just is fixed.
Well, I feel like,
All that shit you were talking for the past year, everything's fine now.
right.
Seems fucking ridiculous to me, but okay.
Well, and
You know, like
it's one of those
people,
things where,
all these people.
yeah, it's one of those things where, every I guess group or movement or place will have your corrupted people. I feel like now that everywhere, if you have 10 people in a group or a place, at least one of them's fucked up. At least one of them is corrupt. That's how I always
I
see
mean, dude,
things.
not for nothing. I'm fucking corrupt to some extent. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yeah.
get it twisted. I'm not on a mass government scale, but dude, any fucking way I could get over on the government, I'm 100% corrupt in the streets. I've been corrupted for years.
Right.
I will do
Right.
dirt that they consider to be illegal or immoral sometimes. Fuck it.
Right.
It's not
But
immoral to me. I
that
was not consulted when you guys made these stupid fucking rules that benefit other people and not me. So
exactly
I choose not to adhere to them.
right.
I'm corrupt as they come in a lot of ways.
Well, I
But
feel
then again, I give a fuck about people and I'm not trying to fuck over regular people.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, I guess you could say there's a difference between corruption and being a fucking good person.
Yeah, I mean, you could be corrupt and still be good. Depends
Robin
who it
Hood. I
affects,
mean, we
you
could go
know?
back. We could go back into some childhood books, but Robin Hood was corrupt as fuck, but he was still a good
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
person.
Right, right. I mean, even that, though, that's an old story. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's as old as time. But that's an old class warfare story to tell people to keep people at odds with, like, dude, America's a really good fucking place. It's not a mystery that people are trying to get here.
right,
You know,
right.
from every fucking corner of the earth. They're trying to come to America and make some fucking dough and live that dream. Buy a little crib, be left the fuck alone, pay their taxes, have a pension. These type of things are very attractive and th're very, very possible here.
Right, right.
You know, if you all you really got to do is work hard.
Yeah,
Obviously, you're gonna run into some bad circumstances. Some people just got bad fucking luck. You know, where they're like, they're a little retarded or something. I know you're not supposed to use that word, but you know, they're a little retarded or they're physically fucked up. You know, they got
yeah,
like, I don't know, cerebral palsy or some fucked up disorder.
yeah,
You know, there's nothing you can really do about that.
yeah,
You know, it's just you got fucked over.
yeah,
You caught a raw deal. You got into a car accident, got paralyzed. You can't do a whole lot.
yeah.
You know, those people and elderly people, obviously, you know, you can't do as much as you get old. You know, everybody for the most part agrees that we can fucking find a way to take care of those people
100%. A
and
hundred
help them
percent.
out. And even like welfare safety nets.
Yeah,
Most people agree that if people need actual fucking help, they have no problem doing that.
yeah.
They have no problem dipping in a little fucking dough, you know, and being like, yeah, I could fucking throw in a little bit. Yeah, let's help out. Look at GoFundMe.
Right,
People do it all the time.
right.
And you'll have these fucking Marxist little retards on the internet. You're like, see, that's socialism. No, it's not. That's a
Yeah,
choice people are making to contribute to something, to help.
yeah.
It actually is the opposite.
Right,
It's the exact opposite of socialism. It is we choose to fucking help these people out. It's
yeah.
just showing the good in people, to be honest with you, and how willing they actually are to help.
Right,
But
right.
being forced to do these type of things at the end of a fucking barrel of a gun,
Yeah,
that's where we draw the line. No,
yeah.
I'm not going to do what the government says because I don't know. I don't believe that the government is going to do the things necessary efficiently to help people. I think they're doing it for their own fucking reasons.
Right, right.
You know?
100%. 100%. I feel like people have lost that touch, have lost that thing where it's like, I feel like I have a service to uphold of helping my community, of helping this person, because,
Right.
and and it goes for almost everybody that's either going to view this podcast or on the streets and shit. Like, everybody has a choice to help or not
Right.
help, and
Right.
and I feel like that kind of right
Yo, and
is
sometimes
being taken away
sometimes
from us.
people Yo, sometimes people are not in a position to help anybody but themselves. You know, there's been
Right.
times in life, I mean, to this day, where like you got friends or people you see on the internet or acquaintances that are doing really fucking bad. You honestly, you wish you could fucking pick them up, buy them a
Right.
fucking condo, and put them up, get them off the streets. But dude, I ain't got it like that. I'm
Right.
not sitting on $1 billion where I could just do that and fix your life for you. I can barely keep myself above water.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not really in a position to help, even though I'd love to. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I mean, a lot of people are like that. They just, they don't have the extra $20 to throw in to help somebody. You know what I
Right.
mean? They just don't got it. So, taxing their paycheck for money that they desperately probably need for themselves just to hand it over to somebody else. That's not fucking fair to them. How is that fair?
Yeah.
You're forcing them to do things that aren't really beneficial to their life. You're
Yes.
putting them in a worse position.
100%. 100%. I mean,
But everything we just said makes you a Nazi nowadays, though. Everything we just said. Everything that, oh, yeah, that's white supremacist rhetoric. Really? That's funny.
it's humorous. It's really humorous. I mean, it's fucked up in the sense of like I never want to be labeled that, but at the same time it's like, bro, like I'm just a human being on this fucking rock like you, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
try my
man.
fucking best to be the best person I can be. And if that makes you look at me wrong, then go fuck yourself, dude.
You know what's funny about that whole thing? Nobody ever bothers to ask, like, what do you think about, like, all the racial stuff? Dude, I literally don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about any of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see a white guy on TV get, I don't know, let's say, or on YouTube, 'cause you don't hear much about it on the news, but, white people get beat up by cops too. It
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Now, when I see a white guy get beat up by cops on TV or something, or on YouTube or something, you catch something, I don't identify with that guy.
Right. Right.
Like, I don't look at, oh man, they're beating the white man. I got to stand up for this white man. You know what I mean? I live in a fucking neighborhood that's white, Central American, heavily
Right.
black. It's like I don't look around and be like, there's not enough white people around here. I need more whites to be here, so it's we need the whites back
Right. So I feel
in this
comfortable. Yeah.
area. It
Yeah.
wasn't always. It used to be more white, black, and Puerto Rican. It's gotten much more Central American, El Salvadorian, Nicaraguan,
Yeah.
because that's who's coming here. And I don't give a fuck. What the fuck do I care?
Right. Right.
I don't give a shit. It
Right.
ain't bothering me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like when it comes to like immigration shit, dude, that's like any other fucking crime. I'm not gonna go wave a flag for you. I'm not like open the border. They deserve everything. I'm not gonna say that either.
Right.
You know the rules. Everybody knows the rules. It's like if I got caught selling coke.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big of a deal to sell some coke and make some money. These people are going to do some fucking coke anyway.
Yeah.
Or when weed was heavily illegal, sell a little bit of weed. I don't think that's that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah.
Heroin, on the other hand, that ends people's lives.
It's a little fucked up.
I would
Yeah.
say, yeah, it's a little different. I'd look at you a little more morally defective with that. But as far as that shit goes, but I don't expect you to wave a flag if I get caught and got to do some time doing it.
Right.
If I got
Right.
to go to jail for it, I don't expect anybody to be like, free me, wear the t-shirts. He deserves to be able to do that. Ain't nobody going to do that.
Right.
I knew what it was when I got into it.
Yeah. a hundred
Same way
percent.
everybody knows. You know what it is. If you're coming from another country, you can't just hop borders. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I can't do it in Canada. I got stopped at the border. They didn't let me in to do a show. They
Yep.
sent me right back. Drove 10 hours to get up there. They were like, nope, go home.
The fuck out of here.
One of the worst customs in the fucking world is England.
Oh
We're
shit.
supposed to be cool with them. They
Yep.
are the fucking worst. You get there, they're asking you all kinds of shit. You got to
Yep.
provide phone number, places you're staying, people you know. What are you doing? They're breaking your balls for 45 minutes just to get in. It's the same in Canada. I can't do that. You think I can go down to Mexico and just pop up and be like, all right, yeah, I want to be a citizen now. Give me some fucking money. No. They'd laugh. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
bro.
Exactly,
You
man.
nuts? But the people wouldn't. They wouldn't give a fuck. They'd be like, oh, you come down here, get a job, figure it
Yep.
out.
Yep.
Fuck.
Figure that shit
You
out.
know what I'm saying? What do you want me to tell you? I don't know
I
what to
mean,
tell you.
that's how it is over here in a small ass fucking Panhandle, Texas. Like, you come over here. All right, as long as you got a fucking job and you're just chilling
Nobody
and
gives a
you're a good
fuck.
ass fucking neighbor, I don't have a fucking problem with you. I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck
nobody
who
gives
you
a
are.
flying fuck what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like that's my whole political stance is leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Stop bothering me. Stop making other people's problems my problem.
Bars.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Bars.
it's like drama. You ever had like a friend when you're growing up where they always got some drama they're getting you involved in.
Right.
Like they got beef with this friend, or they got beef with this one, or they're into the man. I got enough drama on my fucking own. I don't need your shit. I got my own drama. I don't need your fucking drama. I got my own fucking problems. Stop bothering me with your bullshit. That's what politics has become.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is one side wants to be left alone,
And
and the other side wants to keep fucking bothering them.
yeah, yeah, dude. They're the basic bitches with the fucking the coffee in the hand and fucking a messy bun and shit, bro. That's how it is.
Yeah,
Always
telling me what
bugging.
you need to be doing to make their life better. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't got time for that. I don't care what it is about. I don't care if it's about race. I don't care if it's about fucking immigration. I don't care if it's about taxes. War does not about. Yo, don't be dragging me into your bullshit unless I'm willingly offering my fucking 2 cents or services.
Right.
Don't expect shit from me.
Right.
I am not here for that. I am not held to your standard of morality. I'm held to my standard of morality. What you and I do are two separate things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I'm out here trying to raise my kids to be decent human beings and to be self-sufficient. That is my main objective out here.
Right.
Trying to make sure I'm okay after that.
Hell yeah.
That is it. I have no other agendas out here. I
Fuck
have
yeah,
no
man.
agenda for the white man. I have no agenda for the black man. I have no agenda for the brown man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Bars.
I have no
100%.
agenda. No agenda. I'm just trying to get my shit off and go to bed at night. Get a few beers, maybe some weed. You know, like I'm trying to be fucking productive to some extent. You know, enjoy
Right.
myself from time to time.
Right.
I have opinions on things. You know, I definitely have opinions on things and how things could work better.
Yeah.
So I'm like more of like a pragmatist. You know what I mean? I look at these fucking ridiculous ideas everybody has, and I know for a fact that won't work. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
Right. Right.
And then when you suggest a very simple option, you're like, you're a Nazi.
Yeah, you're
What
fuck
do you
you,
mean?
man. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, what do you mean? That's a solution. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, man.
No, they don't want to figure it out. They just want to complain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, literally, they want the world to burn. They want the world to burn. They just
A lot of
want,
them do.
ugh, it's crazy, man. But, Diabolic, man, we can stop right here. It was an honor, like literally a fucking honor to have you on my podcast. You know, it was one of those things where I asked and you just fucking, you were the first, I asked a few people and you were the first person to answer, and I was like, there is no fucking way that Diabolic literally just said, yeah, sure, what's up? and
I usually do.
and
If I catch the message,
yeah,
people
man,
ask, I will.
it's a fucking honor, and you know, do you have anything going on? You know, plug your shit. Like what's going on in Diabolic's world, like music wise, your Instagram,
I
all
got
that
a
shit.
record. I got a record that I'm mixing right now.
Nice.
It's some of my best work. It's fucking dope. It came out really good.
Oh hell yeah, man.
I'm excited for it. I don't got a date on it yet.
Okay, okay. But
But
in the future, in the near future.
just I'm most active on Instagram more than anything.
Okay.
So Diabolic Hip Hop on Instagram is where you'll find the most information. That's where I'm most active.
Okay. Okay.
And
Anything else?
no, I'll keep people posted. That's going to be out in a few months, 2-3 months, maybe that'll be done.
Okay.
Dropping.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah,
That's
man.
really all I'm doing. Other than that, it's dad life.
Dad life. Fuck yeah, man. Same here, man. I have a 4-year-old. She's about to be 5 in December, and it's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, good
But
times, right?
hell yeah, dude. It's fucking good times, man. But like I said, I appreciate you getting on the podcast, and I'll let you know when it drops. I usually do podcasts in advance, so it's gonna be a little bit, but I'll let you know when it drops, and I'll promote the fuck out of it.
Yeah. Just let me know. I'll share it with the kids.
Hell yeah, man. But I appreciate it, and Diabolic, I hope I can hear from you soon. Maybe we can get you on another podcast or some shit.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Well, you have a good day,
Appreciate it.
man, and we'll talk to you later.
You too.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. There you have it, folks. Diabolic himself. That was a crazy, crazy conversation. That was a wild conversation. I wanted to get who Diabolic was as a artist who Diabolic was, as who he built himself to be politically, and his opinions and his thoughts. Because, dude, like I said on there, like, I was tired of hearing about the bullshit. About what do you think about immortal technique, and what do you think about I can't even fucking say his name. KWELI. Like, that was all I was hearing about with Diabolic, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can get the real information out on this guy, what he is about, and what he thinks about what's going on right now, and talk about like his career and stuff like that, and it was an honor, like, literally, Diabolic. If you're listening to this for real right now, it was a literal honor. You were on my list of people that I've wanted to talk to, and get to know, and hopefully this thing moves forward. And we can meet sometime, in person. But you know me, Almighty Sai. You can find me on Instagram at almighty_s.i.g.h. If you find us on YouTube, that is MOSHCAST with Almighty Sai. And if you found us on YouTube, you can go to our website at undeniablemisfortune.com, where we have all of our merch, all of our shit that's going on. We have all of the good old pals of Cairo the Chosen, Grim D, LJ, and me, and everything in between. All of our merch and shit's on there. So give us a like and a shout out and all that good stuff. And like always, we will see you next week. And go fuck yourself, dude.